Hello, my dear children. Welcome to today's module in physics from the chapter Sound. Hope you have gone through the first module of this chapter and recollect the things that we have studied. In this module, we'll be discussing the topics: how is sound produced in humans? Sound needs a medium for propagation. Children, now we know that sound is produced by the vibration of objects. As we discussed, in the case of a guitar, how is the sound produced? The strings, when plucked, vibrate and produce sound. In the case of a flute, the vibrating air column produces sound. In case of a tabla, the stretched membrane vibrates and produces sound. So what is that which produces sound in human beings? Children, when we speak, does any part of our body vibrate? Just speak loud and try to touch your throat. Can you feel some vibrations? Just try. I think you can feel. So, children, in human beings, sound is produced by the larynx. This larynx is located inside our throat. And also you can feel when you put your fingers on the throat and you swallow something, you will find a hard bump that seems to move in your throat. So in case of boys, it's much more protruded than girls. So that is the location of the larynx. Since the larynx produces sound, it is also known as the voice box. So as you can see clearly in the picture, voice box or larynx is located at the upper end of the trachea, that is the windpipe. You can see that larynx has two vocal cords which are stretched across it, and there is a narrow slit between the two vocal cords which forms a passage which allows the air to come and go out. That means there is a narrow slit between the vocal cords for the passage of air. So when the air moves in and out through this passage, the vocal cord vibrates, and due to this the vibration of vocal cords, the speech is generated or the sound is heard. So these vocal cords act as an elastic curtain that opens and shuts across the trachea, that is the windpipe. So children, how these vocal cords are able to get tightened or loosened? It is due to the help or the support of the muscles which are attached to these vocal cords. So when we breathe in, the air enters through the nasal cavity. Through the vocal cords or the larynx, it enters through the windpipe or trachea and reaches the lungs. So that time the vocal cords are open when we breathe in. Now when we speak, the vocal cords come closer to each other, they become closed. So when the lung forces air through the windpipe, the vocal cords vibrate, producing the sound with the help of the muscles that are attached to the vocal cords. So when they remain closed, actually there are pressure variations created in air which results to these vibrations. So when the vocal cords are tight and thin, the type or the quality of voice is different from when they are loose. Children, let us try to understand an activity. Take a metal or a glass tumbler. So make sure it is dry and take a cell phone and place in it. Now ask your friend to give a ring on this cell. So what do you hear? You will hear the ring because inside the glass there is air and outside also there is air, and as a result the sound is heard. Now what you do is surround the rim of the tumbler with your hands and keep or put your mouth on the opening between your hands, and again you tell your friend to put a ring. So by this time you are trying to evacuate or suck all the air in it. So when the amount of air is decreasing inside the glass tumbler, you hear the sound of the ring becoming fainter and fainter. And if you're possible to suck the whole air, no sound will be heard outside. Actually, that particular situation where there is no particle or no medium that is present inside is known as vacuum. So from this activity, we understand that sound needs a medium for propagation. And sound cannot travel through vacuum. Vacuum means a state where there is no medium. Children, now we know that sound requires a medium for its propagation. If there is no medium present, sound can't be heard. So what is a medium? The matter or substance through which sound propagates is called as a medium. For example, fluids, liquids. Water is a medium. Solid, wood is a medium. Gas, air, all these are mediums. Why don't we hear the sounds from space? Because there is no medium present there. So what type of a wave is sound? We will say that sound is a mechanical wave. Why? Or what is a mechanical wave? Mechanical wave is a wave which requires a material medium for its propagation. Just take the example of a musical instrument. When we read the musical instrument, the vibrations produced by the musical instrument is passed on to the particles, the air molecules or the air particles that are present near to it. So the air particle absorbs the sound energy, it vibrates and passes on the energy to the next particle, and the next particle vibrates. So the vibration passes, or the energy passes from one particle to the another, and it reaches to the listener. So actually here the particles are not moving from one end to the other. Only the sound energy is passed from one end to the other, and so the sound is visualized as a wave. So if there are no particles present around it, there is no energy carriers. So the sound can't be heard. So children, I hope you understood the meaning of sound is a mechanical wave. Light, take the case of light. Light can travel through vacuum. So light is an electromagnetic wave. So children, you will study in detail about this in your higher classes. Just keep in your mind that sound is a mechanical wave. Let us go through some textual activities to understand that sound can travel through solids. So you can look here, children. A meter scale is being held between two friends. One is scratching one end of the meter scale gently, and the other is trying to hear the sound that is produced. So from this, if we do this activity, we can find that the sound travels from one end of the meter scale through the other, and it is traveling as a whole through that particular medium, that is a solid, that is a scale, metal scale. Now the next activity you can see a toy telephone. So two paper cups are joined using strings, and long string, you can see one person is producing the sound, the other can hear the sound. So here also the sound is propagated through that string and it is heard on the other side. If you keep your ears onto the rails, you can get an advanced warning of the approaching of a train. So all these activities show us that this vibrating object producing sound, and it is carried in all directions in the medium, or sound can travel through solids. Children, now we know that sound can travel through gases, sound can travel through solids, and also sound can travel through liquids. Okay, let us check one more activity. Take a bucket or a bathtub, fill it with clean water, and take a bell and immerse it in the water and shake it so that it produces sound. Now keep your ears very close to the surface of water. Can you hear the sound? Yes, you can hear the sound. So this activity proves that sound can travel through liquids. Here the liquid that we used is water. So this is the technique used by the marine animals, especially children, dolphins communicate in this way. The sea divers communicate. So from all these we understand that sound can travel through liquids. So what did we understand from the following activities? That sound propagates through solids, liquids and gases, and the sound energy is equally moving through the whole medium. All sounds travel in a particular medium with the same speed. So children, we have to keep some points in mind. So the speed of sound is different in different mediums. Sound travels fastest in solids, the lesser in liquids, whereas the least speed it has in gases. Children, can you think what is the reason behind it? In solids, we know that the particles are tightly packed. So the transfer of energy from one particle to the other particle is very, very fast. In liquids, they are a little more widely separated. In gases, the intermolecular space is very, very large. So it takes much time for the energy to be passed. So the sound travels the least in gas. So example is given. The speed of sound in air at a particular temperature is 340 meter per second. The speed of sound in steel, that is solid, is 5000 meter per second. Whereas in water, the speed of sound is 1500 meter per second. So you can compare the speeds. So children, the speed of sound depends on the nature of the medium. Nature means if the medium changes, the speed of sound also changes. But in one particular medium, the speed of sound will be the same. And the speed of sound also varies with the temperature of the medium. Higher the temperature, higher will be the speed of sound. I think you can think what is the reason behind it. Because when the temperature is high, the particles vibrate more, and more is a transfer of energy. So on warmer days, sound travels faster, whereas on cooler days, sound travels slower. Hope children you understood it.